Hello and welcome to Cloud Tech 10 for the 2nd of October 2017. I'm Mark and I'm going to tell you everything about Microsoft Azure from Ignite 2017 in 10 minutes or less. Global Virtual Network Peering enables linking virtual networks in different Azure regions, allowing direct virtual machine to virtual machine communication via Microsoft's global backbone network. Resources within virtual networks communicate with each other as if they are part of a single global network. Virtual network integration is available in preview for Azure Storage and Azure SQL. This gives you private connectivity to these Azure services, allowing you to limit access to your virtual networks and fully remove internet access. To enable this feature when creating a virtual network, simply enable service endpoints and choose the services you want to use. You can also enable this service from a storage account by enabling virtual networks and then selecting a network and subnet, or from a SQL server, go to the firewall and virtual networks blade and again add the details of the network and subnet. DDoS protection is already available across Azure through the automatic protection we employ to protect the cloud. A new Azure DDoS service now allows protection from targeted attacks on customer infrastructure. It will profile normal traffic patterns using machine learning algorithms, intelligently detect malicious traffic and mitigate DDoS attacks. Telemetry and alerting is integrated with Azure Monitor. Network security groups have gained service tags, application security groups, and enhanced rules. Service tags means that you no longer need to open access to the internet or maintain a complex list of IP address ranges if you want traffic to flow to PaaS services, such as Azure SQL Database. You now choose the appropriate service tag to select a service and region. Storage, SQL, and Traffic Manager are initially supported. Application security groups let you create your own tags that can be applied to a group of VMs. So you could create a group called Web Servers, add the VMs that provide your web frontend into that group, then use that to apply network security group rules that apply to all of those VMs. Azure Load Balancer Standard has been introduced. This now scales to support up to 1,000 virtual machines, adds improved diagnostic insights through Azure Monitor, highly available ports for network virtual appliances, and integration with Azure Availability Zones. Azure Monitor has a new overview page. Customers new to Azure can quickly get started with alerts, application insights, and log analytics by clicking the relevant links. Once these services have been set up, the overview page provides a simple at-a-glance view so you can quickly get to important information about your Azure resources. The range of metrics you can track with Azure Monitor has been expanded with new metrics available for automation, autoscale, compute, CosmosDB, data lake, ExpressRoute, IP addressing, load balancing, storage, traffic manager, and VPNs. Additional granularity is available through multi-dimensional metrics. For example, with a storage account, you could previously monitor data egress, but now you can drill down into the API name and understand which APIs are generating the most activity. There's also a new charting experience which helps support the new multi-dimensional metrics and also allows you to overlay metrics across different resource types. And a preview of near real-time alerting is available across a range of resources, including virtual machines, networking, service bus, and event hubs. A few months ago, the Azure Cloud Shell was made available via the Azure portal. Initially, only the Bash shell was supported, allowing management of Azure via the Azure CLI. Now support for PowerShell is available. Simply select Bash or PowerShell from here, and the Azure Cloud Shell will restart with the appropriate shell running. Just like the Bash version of Azure Cloud Shell, PowerShell support includes automated authentication and persistent storage. Azure Cost Management by Cloudyn is now available for all Azure customers for free. To get started, go to Cost Management and Billing in the Azure portal and click this link to go to Azure Cost Management. Then go through the first time setup process to get access to the Cost Management portal, giving you detailed information and control of your Azure spend. Moving large amounts of data to the cloud can be time consuming, even with the availability of very high speed networking. The Azure Data Box makes it possible to move terabytes of data in days, not weeks. It's a secure, tamper-proof physical storage device which is shipped to the customer, who then plugs it into the network, fills it with data, and then ships it back to Microsoft, where we will upload the contents to the cloud. With Azure File Sync, you can synchronize from on-premises Windows file shares to Azure files. It supports tiering, so you can sync all files to the cloud but keep recent or frequently used files on-premises. It's also multi-master, so you can sync to multiple server endpoints. So a file change in an on-premises server gets replicated to the cloud, then out to other servers, giving you global synchronization. You can now trigger Azure Functions from CosmosDB, allowing you to execute serverless code in response to events. New bindings are available to allow Azure Functions to work with the Microsoft Graph, enabling functions that integrate with OneDrive, Excel, Outlook, and more. And Stream Analytics can now output to Azure Functions too. For developers, cross-platform support is now available for local development of Azure Functions, with tooling now available for Windows, Linux, and macOS. Reserved instances allow you to reserve access to a virtual machine over a 1 to 3 year period in return for significantly reduced pricing, saving up to 82% on normal Azure pay-as-you-go prices. Reserved instances can be exchanged or cancelled at any time, providing excellent flexibility. A new planned maintenance experience for virtual machines gives you more control over scheduled maintenance events. When notified of an event, you can choose to proactively redeploy your virtual machines to ensure that maintenance occurs on a schedule that suits you. Service Fabric for Linux is now generally available. Right now, clusters running Ubuntu 16.04 are supported, with Red Hat support coming soon. Azure Stack systems from Dell EMC, Hewlett-Packard and Lenovo are now shipping. And for Cisco customers, Azure Stack systems are now available to order. If you're interested in Azure Stack but still prefer a managed service, then Avanade are now offering a fully managed solution for Azure Stack, providing Azure Stack in your data center or in an Avanade hosting facility. Azure Migrate provides essential tools for moving workloads to the cloud. It can discover and assess on-premises virtual machines, looking at CPU, memory, disk and network utilization, and make recommendations for Azure virtual machine sizing. It detects dependencies among applications to enable multi-tier applications to be moved without service interruption, and it can perform compatibility reporting to help remediate potential issues. Azure Migrate is available now in a limited preview. Azure Machine Learning has new experimentation and model management services. These services allow developers and data scientists to increase their rate of experimentation using a simple command line tool for managing experimentation and training runs, leveraging Python tools and frameworks and running experiments locally, inside Docker containers locally or remotely, or scaling out on top of Spark. The new Azure Machine Learning Workbench tool is a cross-platform tool for Windows and Mac. It sets up an environment including Python, Conda, Jupyter, and more, along with connectivity to Azure backend services, and includes a rich selection of samples to get started with.